Time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Yeah, hello, happy Wednesday. It is the KVJ show. Good to see everybody here today. Still down, Virginia. Should be back with us, I believe, tomorrow.
Wow, it seems like a long time, doesn't it?
Yeah, she's had a nice little vacation. It's been good.
She's had a nice July.
She has had a really nice July. Yeah, we had that week off after the 4th, and then she decided that, that wasn't enough. I'm going to have a little bit more vacation.
Okay, does she come in tomorrow? Oh, Mama's tired. Mama's been traveling.
No, I think she'll be fresh tomorrow because I think she blew it out over the weekend, and I think she's probably going to wrap up because she went to go see family mainly, but then also celebrate her birthday, which was yesterday. So I think she'll be okay. I think she'll be fresh. I mean, she should be.
She should be.
She's had a lot of downtime, so she should just be like a daisy tomorrow. Just fresh and frisky and all that kind of stuff. You and I, though, will be beat down.
Totally. Yeah,
yes.
I can already feel it.
Yes, you and I are going to be ripped to shreds. She should be fine. So you're going to be tired, and she's going to be full of zingers. So,
it's not going to bode well for the bird.
Yeah, so Thursday's going to be a tough day for you. So one more day without Virginia. That means one more day of covering the dirt.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
I'll gladly be handing this back to her tomorrow. Coming up here in a second, Bob Odenkirk, he's the guy from Better Call Saul.
Love him.
Had some problems on the set, and he's in the hospital. I'll give you a quick little rundown of what happened with him coming up here on the show. Some issues going on in Kelly Clarkson's world. We've been having a lot of stories of these megastars having to pay off all of their exes. You just had it with Dr. Dre, and now Kelly Clarkson has gotten her fee. She's going to be paying her ex-husband $200,000 a month in spousal and child support. And when he saw this money coming in, he was in the entertainment industry. That's how they kind of got together. And he said, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to change careers. I'm going to be a rancher. So he's decided now he wants to do ranching, and he's getting out of the entertainment industry.
How does that work? Does that mean she has to pay him $200,000 a month for the rest of her life?
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, I mean, at least while they have kids. When the kids turn 18, then, you'll have a little bit of a change on that. And when it comes to the spousal support, from what I understand, thankfully I've never been through the divorce, but from what I understand is it would remain intact unless he gets remarried. But, these people who marry celebrities are getting good paycheck. Why would you ever marry anybody that makes less than your ex and who's giving you a good chunk of change?
So when you get a divorce, if neither one of them get married again, you are paying that person till you go to the urn?
I think you can.
Oh, my gosh.
I think that can kind of be the case. If they don't, that's why I've had some friends of mine, they got very excited when their ex-wives who they're paying a lot of support to were very excited when they remarried.
Yeah, I had a buddy who he was paying a lot, and his ex-wife finally got married, and he had the biggest party, champagne, because he didn't have to pay anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's kind of how it works. So I don't know. Anybody who's been through it, you can tell me if I'm right or where I'm wrong, but that's at least my understanding.
So why do people get married again? I'm just
You do get some tax breaks. I mean, we had a story the other day of Don Cheadle. He was with his woman for like 20 plus years. And they started looking at things and said, I think it was 28 years they were together. And their tax guy's like, look, I mean, you're pretty much married. So he said you would get a lot of tax breaks, and financially it would be smart of you to get married. And so he did because of that. So there are times where marriage can benefit you financially. Most of the time it does not. So that's kind of how that breaks down. So she's not only going to be paying $200,000 a month in spousal and child support, Kelly Clarkson's also going to be paying her ex another $45,000 for their minor children, River, age 7, and Remington, now 5. So good news is she can afford it. She is worth about $45 million, and I think recently just signed a new contract. Looked like she's taking over for Ellen. So, all that kind of stuff is going pretty well for her. So somebody else trying to make a lot of money in the music world, Adele. Looks like she might be returning to the stage. A Las Vegas residency could be happening as soon as January of next year, and she could make as much as $140,000 a night.
I thought she retired from music. Oh, that's right. She came back.
Yeah, so it looks like she might be coming back, and I think she's in the same situation. She was divorced a couple of years ago, and she has an ex that I don't think was making nearly what she was. So I'm wondering how much she has to pay him.
Imagine what you could do with $200,000 a month.
It'd be amazing. Well, and then you don't really have to work. And, her ex, Kelly Clarkson, so I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, this is the time where you would try to go out and be like, you know what? Let's go on ahead.
If you were getting $200,000,
let's do a new career.
If $200,000 a month was coming in for the next 30 years for you, do you quit this job?
How much? $200,000
$200,000, same deal. You're getting $200,000 a month.
I'm out in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah, I'm done.
Maybe you just hire someone to help with prep? You just walk into it for the love of the game?
No, I think I'm going to travel, baby.
You're out.
The world. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I don't see myself ever coming across $200,000, but yeah, I'm splitting right away. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of money.
It is.
You live your life doing what you want to do.
But imagine the stunts we could do, the props we could buy.
Oh, man, all the stress I get rid of.
Exactly. We could be our own boss, Kevin.
Yeah, no, if I left.
Oh.
It'd be amazing. A couple other things that are going on. There's going to be a mega concert in Central Park to celebrate New York City's reopening next month. Now, they've got a spike in coronavirus cases, so I don't know if the spike is going to kill this planned concert to celebrate the opening of New York City, which may not be open very long.
Is that the definition of irony?
It is kind of, yeah, I guess. It's just, well, welcome to COVID. I guess you never know. It's just, yesterday I was reading up on the COVID news. I always try to stay up on what's going on. And gosh, I just walked away so confused yesterday after reading everything.
Was that even after our meeting? You read some stuff and you got even more confused?
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. The CDC's mask, no mask. It's just, it's very confusing for a lot of people. So you don't get any help by going on and trying to, sort it all out by reading people's comments and looking for other stories.
No, if you want to feel better or informed, don't read the comment section.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I try to stay away from that because I realize nobody in there has any idea what they're talking about. Well, this concert was going to be really awesome in Central Park. The Killers, Journey, LL Cool J, Jennifer Hudson, Paul Simon, Bruce Springsteen. Pretty good little concert date. Now, if it still goes down, tickets go on sale on Monday, August 2nd on the New York City Homecoming Week website, and the Great Lawn has a capacity of 60,000. So this could be a massive concert set for August 21st, about a month from now. If it goes down, that would be a pretty impressive concert to go and check out, but no word on that. We just wound up having our own big concert, the Rolling Loud Festival. Yesterday we were talking about DaBaby, and apparently the fallout is really starting to happen for him. He finally issued, I guess, a better, more thorough apology after he said the really ignorant, homophobic comments on stage.
Well, you really could not get more of a horse crap apology than the one he had yesterday, or whatever that was.
It was bad. It was not well thought out, and I think his people are like, look, man, that's bad. That was just dumb, ignorant comments. I don't know what you were saying. Nobody even understands what you said.
Was he sleeping when he gave that comment?
I think he was laying down in the video.
It sounded like he was laying down.
Well, it's just if you have said something that really is questionably very bad, you don't try to give your heartfelt apology while still laying in bed and just kind of dialing it in.
You're weirding everybody out, man.
And that's what he did. Dua Lipa, who even was there to check it out, said she was surprised and horrified by DaBaby's anti-gay and sexist diatribe during his set at Rolling Loud. She says it doesn't sound like the artist she thought she knew. So I don't think he thought that he was going to get any kind of fallout from those comments. He's like, I'm in a crowd where I can say anything I want.
And how well does Dua Lipa know DaBaby?
Yes.
Do they know each other that well?
Well, he's on her latest track. And so she's got a comment because it's a big song, and now people are talking to Dua Lipa saying, hey, you've got to make a comment because DaBaby is on your Hallucinate track. It's a huge hit. And are you going to stand for this? How do you feel about his comments? And she's like, I don't endorse what he said, and it's not the dude I thought he was. So Dua Lipa is starting to distance herself a bit from the baby as Hallucinate continues to stay on the charts. And that is what's going on with your Dirt of the Day.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What's on your mind?
Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
All right, Jaybird, what you got on your mind here today?
So I've been listening to a lot of alien and UFO podcasts, and I've been watching a lot of alien specials, more than normal. And one of the more modern theories people have, and I'm hearing a lot more people talk about this, and I want to get your opinion. And I get that this is an out there theory. So let's play a game of what if.
Okay.
The theory is that we are descendants of aliens. That we have their DNA. We're somehow related to the alien culture out there.
Okay.
And if that was the truth, how does that change the way we look at religion? Does it change it to the point where people stop believing certain things, or does it support it? If it's proven that we are part of alien. Because someone told me there is mention of some type of UFO in the Bible. Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, there's a couple different references to things that celestial type things that are referenced. And some people are like, oh, they're talking about aliens. And, we had cave drawings that people have drawn what looks like the UFOs we know today on caves going way back before written language.
Yeah, does us being descendants of aliens, does that destroy our views on religion, humans' views, or does it support it?
It depends upon how you are. There are some fundamentalists with all the religions that they believe everything by the letter of the law as it is written. Other people look at some of the religious texts that we have, saying you got to keep in mind some of these things are poems. Some of these things were supposed to be legends that were orally translated. So it just depends upon where you stand on that. Like, my mom and dad, at least I know my mom, is very fundamentalist to the point that she believes it to the letter of the law. And she believes that when we went to the Museum of Natural History, she believed that they fabricated those dinosaur bones and there weren't any dinosaurs because there is no reference of dinosaurs in the Bible.
So she does not believe in dinosaurs?
No, she did not. And she was going around as I was trying to show all my kids, be like, hey, this is a this and that. And my mom is like, that's not true. She's like, that didn't happen. She's like, that's fake. She's like, those are fake bones. And I'm like, okay. So I was trying to give education as my mom was trying to rip it away. So it was a very interesting trip to the Museum of Natural History. I had no idea it was going to go down like that, or we probably wouldn't have done that trip.
What a story.
Yeah. So it just depends upon, where you're set on it. So for me, I'm one of those people that, to me, I look at religious texts and things like that probably a little bit more loosely as it just being a lot of oral translations, trying to get things through. So I kind of look a little bit more, and I look at archaeology and history and things like that when it comes to the Bible and say there was a point and a reason for these stories. Are they literal translations?
Okay.
So I would not personally be necessarily rocked by that.
Would a Kevin Ralston, though, be shocked or surprised that we would come from aliens? Would that completely blow your mind, or would it make sense to you?
It could make sense. Okay. It could all really start tying in a lot of the things. There's just so much stuff that we don't know. And I'll tell you, there are a lot of gaps and a lot of things you got to kind of fill in even from reading the Bible, where you're like, okay, exactly what is this? You kind of get a general sense of what you need to do, what your belief system is, what is right and what is wrong. And that's all good. In fact, all religions, I think, are good in having a moral compass. You can go and span the globe, whatever the religion might be. And a lot of them have a good moral background that you can get some great advice on how to live your life on. But yeah, as far as like things like that, I'm open-minded to say, okay, there's, some gaps in here that, all right, maybe not every last little thing is written down in our religious text.
Oh, I think we act like we know what's going on out there. We don't know.
Yeah.
We even with our history, we look back and we go, oh yeah, we were off about 1,500 years, but we think we got it right. There's things that are going back now that they thought they knew, and they were wrong about.
Yeah, I could go with it. I mean, there's a lot of talk in the Bible about angels. Maybe angels are really aliens.
But can you talk about these ancient drawings and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Can you draw something you've never seen before? If they're painting UFOs in the spaceships in the sky, they never seen it before. They can draw that. That's
they could. Yeah, I mean, the imaginations. You look at a lot of sci-fi movies; those came from somebody's imagination.
But they've seen that stuff before. They knew of it. I'm talking about back in the day.
You look at Star Wars. There's a lot of creatures on there that they use their imagination on. That Spielberg or whoever put that together. What was his name that did
George Lucas?
Yeah, George Lucas.
But you could argue that they have seen those type of things, and it's just a hybrid.
No, I think there's creativity. You can come up. You don't have to. Your imagination will allow you to draw and come up with concepts that you've never seen before. That's the part of being imagination.
I hear you. There's a lot of people that think you can't draw something you've never seen.
Really?
Oh yes.
Okay, I disagree with that.
I like it.
All right, Denny's, what you got on your mind?
So yesterday you guys were talking about, or you, Kevin, specifically, talking about Oreos and salsa. So I grabbed some just to see what the hoopla was about this. As you guys want to try some Oreos dipped in salsa?
Oh, yeah, I heard they had done a review on a website, one of those foods, Delicious or Delish or something like that.com, and they said it was terrible.
Well, yeah, I don't need to read a blog for me to know it's terrible.
Do you guys want to give it a shot?
I'll give it a
of course, Denny's.
I want to give it a rip.
We love doing awful things.
Yeah, I think it's going to definitely be terrible.
Oh, you got the medium too. A little kick with our Oreo.
Live it up in the morning, right?
Yeah, you got to
get it extra wet.
Yeah, in fact, I think the suggestion that they had was you take a packet of Oreos and you kind of take out the middle, because you know how they're all lined up. You can take out the middle row of cookies there, and then you just pour the salsa in there, and then you can just dip your salsa. So 2 cookies serve as kind of like a reservoir for your salsa, which I'm like, it's so gnarly, isn't it?
And ridiculous, too.
It is ridiculous, and it is very gnarly. But that's what they were saying they were doing here.
Are you a dipper, or are you just gonna dip it in there?
I'm gonna dip it on in and just see how this works. I'm gonna get a ton on it. I believe in going heavy on the salsa.
I mean, shocking.
Anyway, this is any good.
Ugh, no.
I'm about to do it. All right, let's get a
That's terrible. Oh.
Yeah, the tastes don't feel like they belong together.
It's nothing short of awful.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it.
Denny's.
I might go for another bite.
Get out of here.
You know, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, I would eat it, but the question is why?
Really?
It doesn't necessarily make it better. Now, they had described it as the flavor being musty. And so they said, would you say that it's got some remnants of being musty? Do you agree with that at all, Denny's? Dipping Oreos in salsa?
I like it. I might make this my new snack.
Wow.
There's no way.
I love the taste of salsa so much.
I'm calling you out. There's no way you ever eat this snack again.
The Oreos is the tricky part, but man, I don't know. I like the sweet and the salsa.
Well, do you really? Okay, so that's what it is.
Was that Tostitos? Yeah, they do pretty good salsa. Do you like their salsa? You're a salsa guy.
It's decent. It's not even close to one of my favorites, but I'd eat it. It's nice. It used to be my favorite until I really kind of started to realize what real salsa was.
I used to love the Tostitos cheese one. Mm-hmm. It grosses me out now. You put it in the microwave and it gets all filmy. The cheese sauce that they do in the jar. I'm not down with that anymore. It's not that good.
Okay.
Kind of gross.
What I got on my mind today, I thought this was kind of cool. If you grew up in the 90s and you ever went to Pizza Hut, you remember how they had those plastic red cups?
Love them.
I had so much fun drinking out of those. Well, they're now selling those where you can get those. How cool would that be to load your cabinets at home with those Pizza Hut red plastic tumblers?
For some reason, I feel like it made the Pepsi taste better.
Yes, there was something about it. It was the whole experience of the smell of the pizza, and they had the video games, the little laptop things that I'd play, Pac-Man or whatever, and I'd have my red plastic cup sitting there full of some delicious soda.
No, you're right. Pizza Hut, when we were kids, it was something special. For some families, it was everything.
I feel so bad for these kids because, I was at the time, that's when I was playing sports. And so, our team bus, we would always find a Pizza Hut wherever we were. They were all over Southeastern Ohio. And that was just so much fun being in there with your baseball team or whatever, and you're getting pizza and you got the soda and you're playing the video games, and it ties together into a great feeling.
When Pizza Hut brought that buffet, I'm not kidding you, I couldn't believe it was happening. I would get butterflies on the way to a pizza because it was hitting right when I was getting into high school. It was amazing.
Okay.
I want that one back. I don't know why they didn't bring that back. Corona, that's right.
They put these things on sale at PizzaHutShop.com yesterday for $10, and they immediately sold out. But if you do want them, you can go and sign up for email alerts to find out when they're going to have more. So if you want to get those, it's PizzaHutShop.com. $10. That would be awesome. I love plastic cups. I know you probably shouldn't drink out of them, but my whole cabinet's full of just plastic cups.
Kev loves the environment.
Yeah, what the heck? I'm half the reason why the world is on fire right now.
They should bring back the concept of, I guess Pizza Hut to me was like family dinner night. Like, we looked forward to it. It was the whole family. Like you said, there's stuff to do there. And they should, I bet if they re-brought that back, that concept would re-catch on, just because it's almost like as things go out of style, they come back in style later.
Well, yeah, I remember when Pizza Hut did it, and people looked at it with a little cachet behind Pizza Hut. You went there, to your point, to celebrate.
Everybody went there.
Now it's kind of different. I mean, it's not, I don't know. I feel like people don't look at it that way anymore.
No, they don't.
The buffet was special.
Yeah. There was a lot of things that really worked. And there's, some things as you look back, because being a child, fast food and those kind of restaurants, it really imprints, because it meant that it was like a Friday night, or it was special. So your feelings were just like, oh man, I'm having such a great time. So it really does imprint. And there's so many things. I was thinking, what are the things that you miss the most, or that you truly loved from these restaurants and these fast food places? I know it's, again, terrible for the environment, but I used to love, when I was a kid, you go to McDonald's and they used to have like a styrofoam container for the Big Macs.
Yeah.
And you would get it, you'd open it up, and you put your French fries in one side and your Big Mac would be in the other. And, I get why we can't do that kind of stuff, but man, those things, that was fun. I miss that one too.
Oh, of course.
When I was a kid, Burger King had Star Wars glasses. I remember the collectible glasses that you could get at fast food restaurants. I know they've done tons of series with Burger King. Those are so much fun, too.
I don't want to brag, but I have every one of those.
Yeah,
do you?
Yeah, he does.
I got to see those. I kind of remember those still, even in my mind.
I love those. I have those on display.
The Empire Strikes Back one.
Oh, they made all three. They did Star Wars, Empires, and Return.
Yeah. So all those kind of things. But I thought that was cool if you want a little burst of nostalgia.
And I don't know if you guys remember this. Pizza Hut had a little promotion for that dinosaur movie, Land Before Time.
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
And they had the Land Before Time dolls.
I remember
that
all of
was
them.
a big deal, man.
It was. That movie was a big deal at the time.
One other thing that was on my mind yesterday, I taken my son to the orthodontist, and they're asking questions about, is he a mouth breather? And I always thought that was just like an insult to kids. I didn't realize that you can actually be a mouth breather. And I guess it did make sense, because they'd asked, when you sleep, are you a person that sleeps with your mouth gaping wide open, or do you breathe through your nose? And I kind of paid attention a little bit last night as I slept, and I don't think I'm a mouth breather. I pretty much am breathing through my nose.
You look like a nose breather.
I'm a nose breather.
You don't have mouth breathing tendencies.
I'm not necessarily a mouth breather. But our buddy Jeff, he left this on the mic drop feature about, if you want to know if you are a mouth breather, I guess there's a little bit of a test you can take.
What is up, KVJ Show? I was just listening to today's podcast. You guys were talking about mouth breathers or not, and a quick way to assess if you breathe from the mouth or the nose, respectively thoracic or diaphragmatic breathing, simply lay on your back, put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest, and just take a big deep breath in. That'll let you know if you're a thoracic breather, i.e. mouth breather, or if you breathe from your diaphragm, which is in your belly. Now, there's many studies that will show you that becoming a diaphragmatic breather will help you out tremendously, reducing stress, high blood pressure, and even helping with the gas exchange of oxygen and CO2. Hope it helps, KVJ.
Okay, there you go.
That dude's smart.
Yeah.
A lot of words in there.
A lot of words.
How about that information? So we appreciate that, Jeff. Anybody else want to drop some knowledge on us, or just leave us a message? You can use the mic drop feature on the free 97.9 WRMF app. Well, the CDC made an announcement yesterday. It's got a lot of people very confused, outraged, whatever you want to put it on here, as we're getting ready for school coming up here in just a couple of weeks in South Florida. I know Palm Beach County, they're going to be starting in just about another week, and they were going to have masks be optional. Miami-Dade the same, and I think Broward was kind of looking that way as well, though they were kind of having a meeting to reconsider. But the CDC had announced yesterday that they are urging vaccinated people to wear masks indoors as well, where COVID-19 is surging, and Florida is leading the nation right now for COVID cases. So that would be here in South Florida. And the CDC also said that all students, teachers, and staff should wear masks in schools, even if they have been vaccinated. Well, we'll see what happens, but I know that there were 25 mask opponents that were at the Broward School Board meeting the other night, and they were burning masks out front to let people know that they're not keen to kids wearing masks in school when they go back. So right now, there's not been an announcement on that. It looks like they're still going to remain optional, but after that announcement, who knows? We'll see what happens.
Florida's number one, huh? We're number one in lightning strikes. We are number one in COVID cases. Are we number one in shark attacks in the States?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. New Smyrna Beach.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's three number ones.
We're number one in a lot of things.
Wow.
Very special state. Yeah, they say that at least masks will be strongly recommended. Broward schools go back on August 18th, and there's no word on as to whether or not they're going to be required or not. So I know that a lot of parents are trying to figure that out and are waiting for that announcement as we see what happens with the COVID numbers. But the last couple of weeks have been going up exponentially, and so we'll see what happens there. So that creates a little bit more stress for setting your kids back for a lot of people. But what are the most stressful life situations that you can get yourself into? What would you say stresses you out most?
A hostage situation.
Yeah, okay. That you frequently go through.
Got ya.
Okay. Yeah. What would you say are the most stressful things? If you got to say at the end of the week you're stressed, what has caused you that stress?
Traffic. If you are dealing with terrible, awful traffic and you have to be constantly just stop, go, alert, that weighs on a person.
Yeah, it does.
Stressful.
Absolutely. So they say that some of the most stressful things that are out there, it makes sense. Health problems, financial problems, family problems. Those are the top three. But I will tell you, another one I go through this every single day, running late. It's just
awful.
There's not enough time in the morning to do everything we got to do. And then when you got to start off the show with the dirt of the day and you're like, I don't normally do the dirt. I'm not ready for this.
Well, on Monday, I couldn't find my keys because they were lost. And I didn't realize that until I was getting ready to drive to work.
Yeah.
And I was a good 10 minutes late. It's the worst feeling. You're waiting for the Uber. The Uber's not going the right way.
Well, yeah, you hate it, especially if you've got a job where you got to be there at a set time like we do.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to notice if you're not. Running late, it starts your whole day out stressful, and you're just like, do you ever really recover?
It gets to a point where you just have to surrender and say, you're not going to get there on time. There's nothing you can do about it at this point.
Yeah. Some of the other things on the list of the 30 most stressful life situations include forgetting something important you had to do.
That's
you
rough.
Just know, like, oh gosh. Or that moment where you realize there was something on your calendar that you totally missed.
Yeah.
If you have a calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of the most stressful things, number 6 on the list.
I know it's probably not going to be on your list, but sometimes ordering food and delivery and whether it's going to get to your house and did you send it to
That's what's stressing you out?
your ex-girlfriend's house for some reason because it, I don't know, auto-corrected to that address, that can be a little stressful.
It can, okay.
Well, when you know your pizza's
That's why I don't do delivery.
When you realize it's not on the way to your house, it's on the way to your ex.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, no.
Yeah, that's no good. That's no good. Also, not being able to get to sleep. One of the biggest, most stressful things because you know the next day you're going to be out of it. Then you'll be running late. Then you're going to be super stressed.
You start playing that game with the clock. Okay, it's 11:30 now. If I can get 11:30 to 4:30, I get 5 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm. Your recommendation of traffic wound up at number 9 on the list of life's most stressful situations. Other things, waking up late. Again, it's about running late. It's really how you start your day. And if you start behind, it's just tough to make up.
When you know there's no stores open and you're out of condiments. And you go, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
So stressful.
It's very stressful.
So stressful. Also, what they've got on there, getting a stain on your clothes. That's the worst thing in the morning where you got something white on and you've just gone to Dunkin' and you come out and then you get a big stain on it and now you know the rest of the day you're going to have to explain the stain and walk around with it because there's no way you can go all the way back home and change and get back to work.
Certain stains are worse than others too. Some look like, some could look like poop.
You don't want that.
You don't want that.
You don't want that. That's why you stay away from chocolate in the morning.
Oh, it's so tough, Kevin.
Don't do it.
I was on my way to school once. My dad was dropping me off, and we had a big test. So he was like, "Do you need anything for your big test? To keep your brain strong?" And I was like, "Well, what if I get some caffeine or something so I'm all alert?" So I got some coffee, and I felt all adult, drinking coffee.
Oh, look at you.
The first bump we hit, I spilled the entire thing on my shirt, and so I had to do the entire testing the entire day, covered in coffee, and it ruined all of any sort of
it does
confidence I had.
It does.
was ruined.
It ruins your swag.
Yeah.
I had nothing that whole day. I took a bunch of tests very unconfidently. Oh, it was awful.
So terrible morning obviously is running late and then spilling something on your shirt before you get to work.
Yeah.
That's about the most stressful your life can get. And they even put this right in the top 30 of most stressful situations in life. Accidentally liking an old photo on someone's social media.
It's the worst. And I'll tell you what's even more stressful. When you think you're writing a comment on someone's little comment section, but it's the wrong one. Someone wrote a joke on Facebook that I knew, and I put, "That is hilarious," but I put it on the wrong post. I put it up on one where someone was talking about their grandma dying. So I put, "That is hilarious," send, underneath the grandma dying one.
That's hilarious.
And then I'm writing, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm so sorry about your grandma."
That's hilarious.
It was awful. And then the stress, because they didn't answer back right away.
The panic, the stress.
There you go.
Man.
There you go. That's why it's there. Well, the good news, the U.S. is in the lead in the medal count in the Olympics. USA, USA. So that is all good. They got 30 medals now. China trails with 24. Japan's got 20. Russia 19. And Australia with 15 is how the medal counts are. We're one behind the Chinese and Japanese in gold. We've got 10. They both have 11. But things are going relatively well. But I know one of the things a lot of people were looking forward to was women's gymnastics for the Olympics. And Simone Biles. Everybody just always uses the GOAT hashtag. I think if you do hashtag Simone Biles, it comes up GOAT for the greatest of all time. And yes, she is. But it was kind of interesting as she took herself out of the team gymnastics final yesterday, citing mental health issues. Apparently, she didn't think that she could compete at a high level. And the team ended up with a silver, losing out to Russia as it all came down. Now, she felt that if she stayed in the competition, the USA could have finished worse than the silver that they did. So I guess she felt like she was doing the team a favor. She later then decided that she's not going to compete in the individual all-around event either, and she hasn't decided if she'll compete in any of next week's 4 individual finals that she qualified for. So I just find it very interesting. I don't know of many cases where an athlete has taken themselves out for mental issues. This is a relatively new thing as far as I know in sports. Typically injuries and things like that. If you have anything physical, then you do that. People are like, oh, that's too bad. We understand the physical part of it. But we're in an era now where athletes are kind of parking themselves on the side saying mentally, I just am not in a place to compete. And we'd seen that with Naomi Osaka, who recently had pulled herself out of Wimbledon despite being the number 2 ranked female tennis player in the world. And she just lost, surprisingly, in the Olympics. She went over there. Now, she's Japanese originally, moved to the U.S., lives in Boca Raton now, and she cited pressure for the reason for her loss. So, this isn't new either, where there's sports psychologists that will deal with professional or just even high-level athletes, because a big part of it is the mental game. Golf and some of those sports, it's so mental that it can really fry you out, and you need someone to talk to kind of get out of that groove. In fact, they talk about the yips or something like that. It's just kind of a mental block where you can't do what it is you're supposed to do. And I don't know, maybe Simone Biles is talking about she, in a sense, had a case of the yips, and I don't fully understand. Hopefully today maybe we'll get more of an explanation, and we'll get a deeper dive into what is going on as to what happened. If she just said, I was just clanked and I felt like mentally I wasn't going to be able to push through and I was going to be a detriment to my team. So I did a favor to them.
Yeah, back in the day, the Atlanta Braves had a pitcher named John Smoltz, and he was a really good pitcher. And then he had this year where he was just sucking it up. He was, I think, he lost 10 in a row. He got with a psychologist in the middle of the season, turned the season around, had one of the best second halves for a pitcher ever.
Yeah. What I think is new and different, at least for me, growing up a sports fan, been in the game for a while, we are in a place now with mental health of talking about it, where this is the first time really that I've ever seen athletes, and here we got 2 stories in one day, where in a sense they said it was the mental part of it that did it for me. Simone Biles took herself out. Naomi Osaka cited, pressure, and she kind of caved, and she took herself out of some other tennis matches this year.
It is pressure. When you're at the professional level, it's going to be great pressure.
But I don't remember, and I think that's just where we are now talking about mental health, which I think it is all good and healthy, but it's interesting that is some of these athletes, because, there clearly was pressure on Michael Jordan, when he won his 6 NBA championships, and it's, the last second, and you fire off that shot that could make or break your legacy.
It's not the first time we're dealing with athletes in depression and pressure and anxiety.
Right.
It's
there
not
is
the
a
first
lot
time.
to it. If you want to be, labeled and have that moniker of the GOAT, and that's a relatively new in sports terms moniker that they put on your Tom Brady's and on your LeBron James and all those things were the greatest of all time. Is that added pressure with as much as going on with social media? They just hear all this added commentary that it's going to be tougher for athletes going forward.
But that's part of being the best in the world as an athlete. You get paid a lot of money, you get a lot of accolades, you get a lot of notoriety.
Right.
Not everybody can do this. That's why this is a special thing. Of course it's pressure.
Yeah.
There's also it's pressure to do brain surgery. There's things in life that are really hard to do that's going to cause some pressure. That's why not everyone can do them.
And I don't know or understand, and I know Simone Biles has other things that she's had to deal with. So there's all kinds of things that have kind of come together in this. But, I just wonder if maybe moving forward, this is, relatively recent occurrences. Are you going to see more athletes saying, hey, they get to the big time and they're like, just mentally, I'm not there for it.
We're just living in a different time about what everything we're thinking and feeling, and everyone's got to know about it.
Well, you and I grew up in the suck it up era.
We did.
There was you got to suck it up and you got to go through, and clearly that has caused problems and people have snapped and cracked, and we're seeing it all over the place now. So I think hopefully we're heading in a more positive direction, but this is a relatively new thing.
I think it's all balance. I think you can go too far with anything. I think you got to have. Look, you can't also run away from pressure either.
Right.
We can't shut down every time there's pressure and say it's just mental health issues either. So there's a fine line between what mental health is and what it's not, and when you should be able to pull that card. And I think that's going to be the ongoing debate.
And I only come with this as a question: where are we going to set that line? Where, hey, you know what? It is good for you that you step away from toxic situations. And when are we going to applaud you and say that's great and you clearly have a pass? And are there going to be times where you might say, I just want to do, honestly, coming in to do this show today, it's stressful. And I necessarily didn't want to, face some of the stresses of it. But, it's just what you got to do. So where do we say, hey, you got to push through it? And then where should you be taking that mental break? How do we sort that out? Who do we give a pass to, and who do we say, hey, man, you got to try to fight through this?
And I honestly understand those kind of feelings. I get if you are not feeling good, you're depressed, you wake up in one of those movies, you don't want to go and deal with the pressure. I understand that.
Absolutely.
I get it.
No doubt.
I get that.
I don't fault anybody for feeling that. That's natural.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's probably even a question for ourselves. When should you know that you need to just step out of a situation that is really messing with your mind, and when do you need to try to push yourself?
Suck it up.
To say you need to suck it up and push through. I think it's a question that we all have, and I feel for anybody on that kind of stage, because the pressure of being an Olympic athlete, especially when you've been tagged with the GOAT, has got to be great. Got some birthdays going on here today. A couple ladies you might be interested in. Elizabeth Berkley, remember her from Saved by the Bell?
Of course.
She is 49 years old today.
Jesse Spano.
Yeah, and Lori Loughlin.
Aunt Becky.
Is 57 today. So happy birthday to those ladies. Also got a birthday shout out to my son Mickey, turning 8. That's from Mommy, Daddy, Max, Scaredy, Frank, and Mac. Also, we got a birthday shout out to Mandy. You're the best mommy in the world. We love you so much. Mikey, CC, Nash, and Pax sending that in. Do you have your own birthday wish? I believe our email is working again. mail@kvjshow.com. mail@kvjshow.com. Have you ever wondered just how many Sasquatch hats Jaybird has? Well, luckily we got an answer for you. He loves collecting odd little things, UFO, Bigfoot. Some of the biggest things he's got. He loves his Star Wars, his G.I. Joe. Well, you got a fun little place over there.
Sounds like you're talking about a 9-year-old. He loves ice cream. He loves petting ponies. Whatever, I don't care. I am what I am, Kevin.
You are what you are, man. Make no apologies for it, ever.
None.
Ever. Okay, so how many Sasquatch hats does Jaybird have?
This is currently.
Yeah, now,
Current count.
Okay, I remember we had talked about your shirts, how many you had. And was that like 30 or 40 somewhere around there?
It was in there. I forget when we did that, but yeah, I got over 30.
Oh, you definitely got a lot more shirts than you do hats. I haven't seen a lot of Sasquatch hats, to be honest with you. I've seen maybe 5 that I remember, 4 to 5. So I'm going to put that one a lot lower. I'm going to put it at 9. Denny's, how many do you think he has?
I was gonna think same type of thought process. Probably less than half he has of shirts. I'm gonna put it around like 13.
Okay, you're going to 13. I'm going to go 9. Who's closer on that? How many do you have?
The Kevin Ralston nailed it. 9 exactly.
No, wait, really? Wow.
You know the bird.
I do know the bird.
Sweet
I pay
Denny's.
attention.
What happened?
I just went. I halved your shirt amount.
What about alien lawn pieces? Okay.
This is tricky because not all of them are up yet.
Yeah.
But I have a full count of them.
Okay.
And they are sweet.
Now, are they going to go in your front yard, backyard?
Both.
Both.
I want to make sure everyone knows where to murder me at.
Do you have an HOA?
No.
Okay, good.
The hell no.
Because I was going to say,
Well, I'm a
no
Bigfoot.
HOA I know of would
No
be
way.
okay with somebody littering their lawn with alien lawn pieces.
I have a Bigfoot flag flying. Oh, so strong.
Okay.
Yeah, there ain't no HOA stopping me.
You were wise to go in a neighborhood without an HOA.
That's why I never did anything goofy before. They wouldn't let me.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got that freak flag flying.
Oh, yeah.
Alien lawn pieces. Okay.
They're gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah, you
They
showed
really
me
pop.
a few of them. Yeah, I saw 2 of them. They're very impressive.
Oh, those aren't lawn pieces.
Oh, they're not?
Those are wall pieces for
Oh.
the indoor decor.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
okay.
this is for the lawn.
Oh,
This
jeez.
is a whole different set.
Okay. I would say he has 12. Would be my guess. Denny's, what do you think?
That was the exact number I was gonna pick. I'm gonna guess 15, slightly more.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed to say that I only have 9.
Whoa.
Yeah, I have 9 of those as
You
well.
gotta work harder.
I gotta work harder, yeah.
Okay.
But they're three sets of a family. So it's like a mom and 2 little alien kids.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Very
very
cute.
cool, very
sweet.
cool.
Alien, yeah, you don't necessarily see alien babies that often, do you?
You don't. I have a lot of
So
them.
do they come out full grown, or do they just not let them out of the pod until they get to regular alien height?
I feel like we're playing When Denny's Knows When You're High, and I don't know that answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, how many My Little Ponies does Jaybird have? Apparently he's a brawny. That's what they call him.
Well,
grown men that love My Little Ponies, they dress them up, they comb their hair, and they play with them,
I get
usually
it.
while they're naked in the bathtub.
I'm making this whole shelf of all 80s toys, and
Oh.
they made a section. You gotta have My Little Ponies.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, when you're representing toys from the 80s, you do.
Okay, so how many My Little Ponies does Jaybird have? What do you think, Denny's? I'll let you go first on this one.
I am gonna guess 8. That would be kind of like one season of them.
My Little Pony is so sad and lonely.
I think he's just getting going with it.
Yeah, I mean that's probably a good thought process.
Yeah, so I'm going to go 4 My Little Ponies.
Very good, Kevin. I am just getting started with the My Little Ponies, but I only have 7. I have 7 of them.
Okay.
I bought a lot of them. They call it a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, I bought off eBay. There was 7 of them
Oh, wow. Okay,
one
so you
little-
get 7 at one time.
in one time.
Okay, the question is, how much did that cost him, Denny's? How much do 7 My Little Ponies run?
80s, and I'm trying to think of just the stuff in that time frame. 7. I'm gonna guess $89.
Whoa, really? I was going to go, I'll say $55. Yeah.
Kevin's on point. It was $60 for that lot.
$60.
Which is a good deal, by the way.
Definitely.
That is a
Okay.
good deal.
So almost $10.
Almost, which is again, anytime
A
you're
good
buying
deal.
80 toys for under $10 a thing, it's a really good deal.
Oh, they could be 30 a pop.
Yeah.
Okay, how many pairs of handcuffs does your freaky boy have?
I'm
What do you
gonna
think, Denny's?
I'm gonna guess just maybe buying one, maybe losing a key, keeping that one, buying a new one. I'm gonna go 3.
3 pairs of
Yeah.
handcuffs. I'm going to go a little bit freakier. I'll go 5.
Half a dozen. 6.
6?
I counted, yes. We have
Dang.
6. Yeah, but y'all thinking it's about sex stuff. It could be about other stuff.
What are you playing? Grown cops and robbers with your neighbor?
I'm a movie maker.
That's almost more disturbing than the sex stuff.
It is. To know that you're not using them for sex is more twisted than you are using them
I'm
for
using
sex.
them to play, not for sex, guys.
For props for the movie. Come on.
That's what I figured. You bought some for the movie, lost the key, bought another one. I didn't think 6. Though, but you're right,
for
you're
the
right.
bedroom.
That's impressive. Mini bottles of whiskey. How many does Jaybird have? Mini bottles of whiskey. Now, are these kind of like where there's a shot per bottle?
Yeah.
Okay. You can get those a lot at a time. I'm going to say that he's got 12 of those.
I was going to say 8. You're talking the airline bottles?
Yes.
Yeah. 1 shot per bottle.
17 of them.
17?
For my birthday, my boy Bigfoot, my kidney brother, brought over a box of them.
Yeah.
And they got pushed to the side. We never drank them. And then I found them in my closet.
Party time.
I was like, holy crud. How many are in here?
That's good. And Capri Suns. How many Capri Suns do you think that Jaybird has right now in his refrigerator, Denny's?
In his refrigerator, I'm going to go 30. 2 boxes.
Okay.
So they're not in the refrigerator. I have them on the side. I'm not really drinking Capri Sun right now, so I bought a bunch of them. They're just kind of
on standby?
Yeah, they're on standby for when I have my rum springer again.
I'm going to guess 24 because, he hadn't tapped into them yet, and I would imagine they may sell them in those
Like 12 or 15 in a pack?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
24 is my guess.
That's a good guess.
It's a good guess. Reverse it. 42.
42.
Yeah, but I like to, if I have people over, I like to peacock my drinks. So you walk in.
There's a big rush on Capri Suns.
Well, you go, damn, look how many Capri Suns Bird's got. Wow.
That's
damn,
good.
he's got 30 Uncrustables.
Your house is such a weird mix because it really does look like the home of a 9-year-old, but then there's mini bottles of whiskey all over the place.
It's the adult Willy Wonka.
It's like the
really
movie
is.
Big.
Silly Wonka.
Welcome to my fun house.
Yeah. World Record Wednesday. Yesterday, we got the idea while playing Do It, Bitch, in the punishment for sitting on mousetraps with your pants down. Denny's has to set all these things, and a lot of times his fingers get snapped. We're like, man, that's tough.
So he's the favorite, then, you'd say.
Well, he's got a lot of practice. And, as we found from all of our world record attempts, practice does seem to help.
It does. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt.
So I would think Denny's would be the favorite in on this, but Jaybird, you'll get a chance here in a second to try to beat whatever record he establishes. And as far as I can tell right now, there is no record for the most mousetrap set.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, we're chasing greatness today.
Now, do we have enough for a minute's time, do you think?
Do we?
Okay, we could do a minute here, Denny's.
Yeah, we should be able to. I'm just going on yesterday when I was setting them up. I was setting them up during that Britney Spears song, and it took me the entire song almost to get 8. Now I was doing it leisurely, so I wonder if I add an extra 4, I bet I can get 4 more on that.
Okay.
Whoa!
All right. That's a bold statement.
Yeah,
right there.
going for it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. As Denny's tries to set this, you can watch World Record Wednesday here on Kvj TV. Just go to YouTube and look for the KVJ show. All right. How many can Denny's set when we're talking about mousetraps? All right. Are you ready, Denny's? You feeling it? I see you get a big old stretch in there.
I am. I tried to position the mousetraps to my left so I could grab them easily. They're already in, kind of the position I need them in. So we'll see.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right, World Record Wednesday. Denny's is about to set the mousetrap. 60 seconds on the clock. On your mark, get set, and go. All right, Denny's picks up the first mousetrap. He's got the hook there if you've never seen a mousetrap. Now, these traps at the end are going to have to stay without snapping. So if you have any snap, we're going to do probably a 3 count after you finish the 60 seconds to make sure they are set. He's working now on his 4th mousetrap, and he's got 40 seconds left.
Ooh, 1 snapped.
Okay, so 1 snapped, and did that make the other one snap?
It made another one snap.
So now your
unfortunately.
number is down to 2 mousetraps that you've got in just 30 seconds. So he's got 3 now set. He's trying to set another one with 25 seconds left. He would just get back to 4. Boy, that one snapping on is really going to cost him. Okay, so he's at 4 set. He's down to 15 seconds left on the clock here. He's got 5 mousetraps set.
Push it!
He's going for mousetrap number 6. That is set. He is down to 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, done, set. Okay. 2,
7? I think I got 7 there.
7 mousetraps he was able to set in 60 seconds. Okay. That was decent. Whoa, there they go. What was that?
Oh, gosh, it clamped on my nipple.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Oh, boy.
Jeez.
Good heavens. Those things are extra springy, aren't
They are
they?
very
They are. They're brand new.
Wow. Okay. All right. You would have had 9 had you not had that one slip and snap, and it knocked another one. So 9 would have been your total.
Man, I thought I could definitely get 8, no problem. I thought I could get 9.
Okay, you would have.
one goes off, it messes up
Yeah.
everything.
Would have. Okay. So Denny's number is at 7 Mousetraps set in 60 seconds. Okay, Jaybird, it's your time.
It's just about beating Denny's now.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, as far as we are aware at this moment, that would be the only world record attempt on setting mousetraps in 60 seconds.
So right now, dog, you have a world record. Unofficially, but it's a record.
Very, very unofficial.
I bet you with practice, I could get 12 in a minute.
Now you're
with practice.
Now you're bragging.
I think if you spent the time, you could.
Okay. All right. What can Bird do? Can he beat the mark of 7 and Denny's expertise in practice?
How do you think I'll do? Better or worse?
I think you'll do worse.
Wow.
Because you don't have the practice.
Damn.
Yeah. I like somebody who practices a lot. I always lean on practice for the most part.
How do you know I didn't practice?
I know you didn't practice. It'd been the first time you've ever practiced for anything.
Get out of here.
Maybe the second. All right, 60 seconds on the clock here, Jaybird. How many mousetraps can he set in that time? On your mark, get set, and go. Jaybird is trying to set mousetrap number 1. He's got the snapper back. He's trying to get... Now, you have kind of like a bar that's got to set it. He's struggling with that. Oh, that got his finger really hard, and that's not set. Okay,
That's
so
defected.
he says that one's defected, so he's going to move on to the next.
Oh, boy.
All right, he is down to 40 seconds, still yet to set his first mousetrap. That one looks like it's set. Is it going to stay? He's it didn't stay, and it got him again. Oh, that was a direct hit.
It pinched him.
Oh, that looks so painful. Jim was
yeah.
trying to shake it off. Still yet to get one, and he's got just about 20 seconds left, yet to set one mousetrap. He's going for his 3rd attempt. Not one is set. He's got 13 seconds left. He still can't get that one set. Just doesn't seem to know how to even do it. That one snapped on his finger again. 5 seconds are left. 4, 3, 2, 1. And he snaps his finger one last time for a grand total of 0 mousetrap sets in 60 seconds. But he snapped his finger like 5 times. Yeah, that's tough, man.
That is tough, man.
Yeah, I respected what Denny's did there. 7 in 60 seconds is a pretty solid mark, my man. Pretty good.
Thanks.
That's going to stand as a KVJ record right there.
I'm not going to give you massages today.
Yeah, look at him over there. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's terrible.
Austin, did somebody fart during my round?
I didn't.
I got hit with I don't know. There was a...
You got hit with a wave of gas? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't. I don't know.
All right, just...
I mean, I put my leg up for a second. Who knows what could have happened?
Maybe it knocked it out of you. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
I got hit with a fart halfway through.
Yeah, no, There's no gas that I'm aware of unless Suits really laid one out in there and it caught the vents. I mean, I guess that's possible. If it is, that's an impressive toot, Suits.
It was like who did it and ran
That's a Suits toots, maybe. I don't know. Like Island. It's a fun game we play from CBS's TV show Love Island. We have young, hot 20-somethings all hooking up and talking about relationships and like what it's all about to like love like somebody like really hard.
Well, like on a Monday night, you can be in love with somebody, and like by Wednesday, you're in love with somebody else, Kev. That's the mystic ways of Love Island.
Kids in their 20s, for some reason, they really love the word like, and they use it a lot.
It's an epidemic.
It is.
It's so bad on this show. It can't be this bad in the real world, right?
No, it is.
Does your kids do it a lot?
Not so. I do notice that they use it a good bit, but I've heard a lot of kids, this isn't just on TV, that will use the word like a lot. And there's something weird about it. I've got caught up in like bombs. Like it just
If you hear it a lot,
it takes over. It's the weirdest word that you will start putting the word like in the weirdest places, and you could use it every third word.
You have to consciously try to break it. It's a bad habit that you have to go in your regular life and concentrate on not saying the word like. That's how you break it.
25-second clip here from the TV show Love Island. How many times can they work the word like into it?
It's a woman and a guy talking to each other.
All right.
They're vibing out.
Yeah, if they're comfortable and vibing, there's going to be a lot of likes flowing.
25 seconds, my guess is 11.
It's a good guess.
What do you think, Denny's?
I'm going to go slightly higher. I bet you they got 15 in them.
15.
Whoa.
Do you know for a fact, Jaybird?
I have counted it 3 different times. I've gotten 3 different numbers. This is a tough one. Again.
Okay, Denny's is going with 15. I'm going with 11 here. 25-second clip from the CBS show Love Island. How many likes can they say in that time?
It's like a 50-50. Like right now, I'm just like waiting for you to like kind of like show me.
Wow.
I got 5 right there.
I got 5 right there.
I feel like I'm on par.
That's in 4 seconds.
That's in 4 seconds.
Wow.
By the way, this audio is not altered at all. It's not sped up. It's not edited. This is a full-on clip.
Can we do an instant replay of that? Because that was so impressive that if you want to use the word like more when you speak, this is a tutorial on how to do it.
It's like a 50-50. Like right now, I'm just like waiting for you to like kind of like show me.
I mean, that's
5.
That's
that
5.
five?
Yes,
5.
twice now I got it.
I mean, hello, that is pretty amazing right there.
It's impressive.
That's impressive. Okay, all right, so we're at 5 now, and we still have 20 seconds left in this clip.
More?
I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit more than that. Like, I don't know, like our talks in bed just seem like so chill to where we're like really, really close.
I mean, he's no slouch either.
No, this guy's probably the best on the show.
He just rattled off 4.
I got another 5.
I
You
thought
got
I had 5.
Another 5.
I think I had 5.
Another 5. So they're tied.
Yeah, they're at a
They're
piece.
tied. And
They are tied 5 each.
And they really haven't said anything.
Yeah, there's not been an actual
I don't know what
phrase
they're
uttered.
talking about.
Yeah, there's 10 likes already.
They've gone 14 seconds and they've worked 10 likes into the conversation. It's impressive. We got 10 seconds left here in this clip from Love Island.
I don't know, like nothing's like awkward.
Wow, like nothing's like awkward.
2.
It's 2.
I mean, that's a great sentence right there.
It's like a Shaggy Do sentence.
That is really good.
Like I feel like we've like, I don't know, like I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I feel like is a good thing. Like, I mean, I'm super like happy and comfortable, I know.
Wow.
I got 17.
I thought I got 16, but
Suits, did you get a count on that? What are you thinking? You got Suits is saying 18.
Oh,
people in the chat room, some are saying 20.
there was some phantom likes in there.
There's a couple double likes where it kind of morphs into.
That's amazing.
They double like
It's like a phantom like.
It's a double like, but it still is 2 likes.
It's amazing. I'll give it one more time through just as a tutorial and a chance for people to count.
Yeah, if you go through and don't stop it, Kev, I think I'll be able to count it.
Yeah, me too.
25 seconds of audio. How many likes are there? There's as many as 20.
It's like a 50-50. Like right now, I'm just like waiting for you to like kind of like show me. More?
I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit more than that. Like, I don't know, like our talks in bed just seem like so chill to where we're like really, really close. I don't know, like nothing's like awkward. Like I feel like we've like, I don't know, like I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I feel like is a good thing. Like, I mean, I'm super like happy and comfortable, I know.
Wow.
I got 15 on that
I
round.
got 16 on that one.
Unbelievable. And Suits, you're still at 18? Suits is still at 18.
There is a couple where he's like, I'm like, and it's so quick you can't
It's
even
quick.
process it.
It's quick. You have to go to the slow-mo tape.
Wow. I mean, they're just firing them off so fast.
It's better than it's ever been. We've never seen a like count at this kind of
Not
ratio.
that caliber.
No, they're at a next level. I mean, there's got to be a record for that.
You wonder if it's because when you use the word like, you don't have to definitively agree to something. You're saying it's like something. So I wonder if it's a crutch people use so they don't definitively
It's kinda
state
like,
anything.
You know what? It's like driving the brain and you're tapping the brakes.
Yeah.
Every time you say like, you're kind of tapping the brakes to
Reset
catch up.
or
to catch
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yes. because these emotions and these thoughts, they're just so powerful. You need a quick like.
There's two. They're coming too quick. You gotta slow down. I gotta hit a like.
Wow. Okay, Dennis, you'd said more than me. There definitely was more than the 11. I went way too low. I mean, they did 11 in 10 seconds.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's very impressive. Okay.
It's on again tonight, Kev.
How many nights a week is this show on?
Every night.
Are you serious?
Every single night, Love Island is on, or Like Island is on.
Oh, my gosh. That's, wow.
It's got me. I'm in it.
I mean, after you watch an episode of that, can you complete your own thought?
No. I have to kind of go, I have to take a cold shower and then bang my head.
I remember when people started using like, and it increased.
Yes.
If people listen to this now, in 10 years, is like going to be even more used?
Oh, I hope not.
We have to stop ourselves. We got to figure it out.
Has anyone ever taken an IQ test before and after watching a full episode of Love Island? I mean, can you lose 50 IQ points in 1 hour?
It's every single night. So I'm real dumb.
Oh, man.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, this just seems terrible. The crimes going on in Indiana right now. Apparently somebody was running all around the state, leaving dookie everywhere.
I know.
Yeah.
It ain't right.
They call him a serial pooper.
There's many of them out there. There's not just one.
And apparently they had a list of suspects. And the odd thing about it was the person who turned out to really be the serial pooper that authorities caught was actually their number 2 suspect. Is that irony or what?
Number 2.
That was their number 2 suspect.
And how does one get on that suspect list?
Well, the thing I want to know, if I'm the number 1 suspect, I'd be going, why would you think I'd run around pooping everywhere? I'd want to know, be like, why was I number 1?
How do you get on this list?
What in my life have I done that makes you think I am the person going around dropping deuces everywhere?
I would legit love to talk to the police and say, how did you come up with this list?
I would go right in and be like, why was I number 1?
Well, maybe you have pooping crimes.
What did I do? Maybe I did ask for it. Maybe I don't need to ask. But if I were on a list right now and it came out that I was the number 1 suspect as a serial pooper, I'd be like, why?
If you've never
what
been,
have I done?
Yeah,
what have I done?
If you've not been a part of dookie crimes and all of a sudden you're on that list,
right?
Why?
I'm the number 1 suspect, and it turned out it was the number 2 suspect, and they have been apprehended. Crazy. And the thing is bad about it, apparently they'd falsely accused the number 1 suspect on social media.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, you're going to
cool.
be known as, you know how social media works.
But to me, I feel like if you're number 1 on that list, you've got a checkered past. I want to see what you've done. You're not innocent.
You hope. I hope it's not.
You're not squeaky clean.
An innocent person that's drugged through that mud.
There's no way the number 1 person's squeaky clean on that thing.
Yeah, probably not. Well, there are 2 men in their 50s who got into a fight at an assisted living facility in Clearwater. One of them wanted to watch Monk, and the other one wanted to watch cartoons. And that's what causes a knockdown, drag-out brawl at an assisted living facility here in Florida.
I get it, man. If that's what you're looking forward to.
Yeah. Apparently, the Monk fan whacked the other guy with his cane, and they charged him with battery because of it.
It feels like Monk should be played at that facility.
Yeah, you would think you would lean with Monk over cartoons, but that causes fights. A would-be robber in Brooklyn left empty-handed and also almost without his shorts. Now, the suspect tried to steal money from a 25-year-old man, but the suspect knocked the victim to the ground and unsuccessfully tried to steal the victim's cash as he dragged him on the sidewalk. Surveillance footage of the robbery shows the robber's shorts falling down during the struggle, and he's left standing there just in his underwear. A few men come to the victim's aid, so the suspect pulled his shorts up and then took off running. The victim did actually suffer some cuts and had to go to the hospital listed in stable condition, and they're still looking for the suspect. But that's why you want to make sure that you've got your drawers on secure.
Yeah.
I mean, wear a belt if you're going to go mug somebody, right?
You got to wear a belt if you're going to mug.
You got to have those drawers on tight. A guy in Russia tried to rob a sex shop on Saturday, but the woman working the register chased him away by beating him over the head with an 18-inch long sex toy.
Stop it.
Yes.
Come on. This sounds like...
You saw what Virginia had out during the podcast the other day. Tell me that could not be a weapon.
That could knock me out. If you swung that thing at me...
I'd use that as a weapon.
You could knock me out.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Was he after money or was he after toys?
It just said he was robbing them. I assume he's probably after money.
Give me all your vibrators.
Yeah, I don't know that he was doing that. I think he was there after money. But she, had some weapons of her own. Well, they say there's a new spot for swingers. It's going to be opening up in Mamaw, Louisiana. It's called T-Boy's Swinger Trailer Park.
Oh.
Boy, doesn't this sound so luxurious.
T-Boy's Trailer Park.
T-Boy's Swinger Trailer Park, where their motto is, bring your house and share your spouse.
Wow. I mean, it's a great catchphrase.
It is a great catchphrase. I mean, is T-Boy got it going on or what? I mean, how is this going to pop, huh? Can you imagine the swingers that show up to a trailer park in Mamaw, Louisiana?
Is there any way this is a hot scene?
No, there's nothing
shot.
attractive about this. No, there will be 40 cases of syphilis in the first weekend. The grand opening of T-Boy's Swinger Trailer Park is set for Memorial Weekend of 2022, so you got to wait. Apparently, he's got to do some preparations to get this thing up to par.
Am I the only one that feels like there's going to be ribs and wings involved?
Gosh, I hope not.
It's not only an orgy and a swinging thing, but there's also going to be meats.
How can we make this more gross?
Yes.
Hey, let's add some deviled eggs.
Let's add some meats and eggs.
Yes, T-Boy's Swinger Trailer Park. They say when it's finished, the site will have a nude pool, a nude yoga stadium, wow, a strip poker hall, and a key party cabana.
We've been playing a lot of poker lately. Maybe me and Dennis should start doing some strip poker.
Maybe you just get yourselves in an RV and head to T-Boy's Swinger Trailer Park in Mamaw, Louisiana, where if you bring your house, you can share your spouse.
And something tells me they lead the league in ciggies. They love cigarettes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure that's part of it, too. A teen from California who was on vacation in Mexico got dragged into the ocean by a crocodile. 12-foot-long reptile attacked this 18-year-old girl when she's swimming around midnight at the Marriott Puerto Vallarta Resort and Spa. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it?
It dragged her?
Dragged her back out into the ocean. The crocodile's teeth sunk into her skin. It finally let go and then grabbed her other ankle. Nearby tourists heard her screams. They came to her aid and pulled her free from the crocodile. She has to undergo surgery this week to repair extensive muscle and tissue damage. And she says she didn't think it was cool because the property did not properly warn her of crocodiles in the area. I guess when you're from California and you're in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta, you don't even know if this could be a thing.
Did you see that other video of that dude? He was on a small raft and he was fishing on his raft and caught a shark, and the shark took him all the way out into the ocean, and this big boat found him stranded by himself with the shark still on there.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think that was a news story.
Okay.
But was it real?
I don't know. I didn't see it. Right. But that sounds like quite a harrowing tale.
It does. It almost sounds fake.
Yeah, you think so?
It looked real.
It looked real.
It looked real, man.
Yeah, Tom Brady can actually throw a football into a jugs machine.
That looked real too, man.
I think it's definitely fake. And finally, in your whacked out news, somebody uncovered a large trash bag-sized sapphire cluster in their backyard in Sri Lanka, and they say it could be worth up to $100 million.
But do they get to keep it?
I think so. It's in their backyard. Can you imagine going out and find basically $100 million in your backyard?
Well, let's say I go in my backyard and Redbeard happened to be back there back in the day. He buried some rubies, and I find these rubies. Do I get to keep them or the government?
I'm not sure how buried treasure works, but I mean, if it's a sapphire cluster, that didn't belong to anybody else. No country can lay claim to that. So that one is definitely theirs. The Redbeard treasure, I don't know.
If you find treasure in your backyard, you should be able to keep that.
I think so. It's your land, right? They just put it there. That's the luck of the draw.
My land.
That's what I would say. Jaybird, you seem to love leftovers. You seem to actually even love to get food and let it age before you eat it. It's kind of a really weird ritual. I remember when I took you to this great fast food burger joint in Los Angeles. I was bragging to you about them, like, you're going to love these burgers. And you got the burger and you put it in your duffel bag and you wouldn't eat it then. And you let it sit like overnight and you ate it maybe 2 days later.
Yeah, about a day and a half later.
Okay, I was just baffled by that, and I guess there's something to this ritual, like you tagged it and bagged it and you took it home to let it age.
I love leftovers. I love restaurant food. But do I love it because I love the taste, or was it because I was raised to love leftover and restaurant food? My mom and Ann loved restaurants. It was a big deal when we went to a restaurant.
Okay.
So leftovers are near and dear to my heart. I don't think there's anything better. If it's a store-bought something versus a leftover from a restaurant, I'm talking restaurant leftovers.
Okay.
Not homemade.
Okay.
Restaurant
leftovers.
Yes.
Okay.
To me, it's
Okay.
nothing better.
Well, we've got a little bit of a mix here, and we asked the question on our Facebook page. When it comes to leftovers, what foods are actually better on day 2? And from the 500 plus comments that we got, we came up with a top 10 and the most popular answers. I'll start with 10 and go up to number 1. Tuna casserole was mentioned.
That's not even good when it's fresh. Tuna casserole.
Not your thing. Mexican tamales were mentioned in there. Better on day 2. Pot roast in at number 8. Hot wings at number 7.
What do you agree with that? Hot wings better on the day after?
You know, I put this to the test the other day because I went to Publix. I got some chicken wings, and I disagree because I've had them later in the second day. But when you get them off the hot case, in fact, I had only eaten 2 hours before, and I said, you know what? No, I'm going to go ahead and eat my dinner now while these wings are hot case hot, rather than try to heat them up in the microwave later. So I disagree with that. I think they're better hot and fresh.
Okay.
Me too, piping fresh. I don't even like leftover hot wings at all.
I know pizza's going to be on that list as one of the best.
It's up there, yeah.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there. We're only at number 6 right now, which is Chinese food.
I think
I agree.
Lo mein, I think, can be very good. Is it better? I don't know if it's better, but I think it's equal. Lo mein the next day can be very good.
I agree.
All right. When it comes to leftovers, what foods are actually better on day 2? Thanksgiving dinner at number 5.
I mean, that one does, and that's a pretty common thing too, to save your leftovers and eat them throughout the week.
Well, because there's so much food there.
Yeah.
That's why they're the king of the leftovers.
And some of it soaks in more and becomes even better, more flavorful.
I think that's what it is. You're actually, as you try to get to this, and it is a smaller list. We're going to get to some really good ones, but there is truth to that. You're right. It's the soaking in. It's the marinating. It becomes better the more that it sits. Number 4 on the list of leftovers better on day 2, meatloaf. A lot of people put that.
Meatloaf.
Really?
Meatloaf, yeah.
Probably just because there's so many leftovers every time.
Meatloaf is gnarly, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll get down every now and then, but I understand that it's gnarly.
I feel like meatloaf really hit its stride in the 70s.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised that so many people said meatloaf in there. Number 3 answer was pizza.
Makes sense.
Okay, so pizza can be, but
Yeah.
it's how you reheat it.
Right.
If you don't reheat it the right way, you can ruin a leftover pizza. You cannot put it in the oven for too long.
Yeah.
It's a fine dance. It's almost like you have to put it in the oven and then watch it heat up with your eyeballs.
Yeah, and to me, the scenario of where just pizza is great. I've had that where we had pizza and you drank a good bit the night before and you wake up the next day and I'm like, screw it. And I grab a piece. I'm like, you know what? This is oddly better than I thought it was going to be. And I'll eat that pizza that sat out all night long.
It's oddly better than you thought it would be, but it's not better than when it would just come out fresh.
No, I still like it better. That's why pizza, even though people love pizza, it only finished number 3.
Yeah.
And arguably, there's a lot of foods because our top 2 answers are a wide grouping, really, that I'm throwing a combination of a lot of foods in. In fact, if I would have counted each one of these individually, it would have taken up a top 20 list.
I used to love the whole the cold pizza or the leftover pizza. As I got older, I just like a pizza out of the oven. But
It is better.
You don't want to eat it too hot either, because if it's too hot, it loses the flavor. You got to let it cool down.
It does. You got to watch it in the oven.
Now, number 2, like I said, there's a lot in this. It's soups. Soups better on day 2 than they are on the first day. And the answers were chili, gumbo, menudo, especially a lot of the Spanish soups that you have that have got flavor and a little bit of heat with them. You know, you give it day 2, whatever, it is just better because, as to your point, Denny's, that heat, that flavor soaked into every last little thing in that soup. Stews.
I've been eating a lot of soups lately. It's been soup there it is all over my place. But getting gentle with the lentil again.
Yeah. So soups only makes 2, even though there's probably about 20 things you could have for each soup.
I agree, though.
Fat Kevin, were you a bisque fan with your grilled cheese? Dip it in that sauce or in that soup? Would you do that?
I would do that. Bisque wasn't big in my area, though. I really didn't get bisque until I moved out of my area.
Same here.
We didn't do that a lot.
I didn't even hear of bisque until I was in my 20s.
Well, you don't have to yell about it.
Well,
Yeah, I had to leave Southeastern Ohio to find bisque.
Wow.
because otherwise it was just regular soup. I didn't even know what a bisque was.
Yeah, we had gnarly soup. We had like chicken noodle and maybe potato.
Yeah.
I love potato
And
soup.
tomato soup.
I'll
yeah.
tell you who makes a
Split pea.
great potato soup. Outback Steakhouse. They do.
Okay.
They make a great
Broccoli soup.
Potato.
That one's better the next day.
Yeah, people are really passionate about the soups on this question. When it comes to leftovers, what foods are actually better on day 2? Soups was the number 2 answer. Number 1 is pastas. Number 1, better on day 2, and that would be your lasagna, spaghetti, baked ziti. All they said were in there.
I guess people like that dry ass sauce. To me, the sauce gets all dry.
People commented a lot on just the tomato or marinara sauce was better on day 2. That was an answer for a lot of people.
I mean,
you believe this?
I mean, I'm kind of with it.
What?
I'm a big pasta guy, though.
I love
I
pasta
like second day
too.
pasta, man.
But dried ass pasta.
It's not always dry though. Sometimes it's almost too wet when they give it to you. I like it the second day because it's dried out a little
Don't
bit.
give me no dap.
Yeah.
Dried ass pasta.
Yeah, you need to go start a fight on Facebook because that was the number 1 most popular answer, your pastas.
Good. I'm in the mood to fight online.
Yeah. Go get them, baby. Go get them. Well, they may do this several times a year, but I just saw that tomorrow's supposed to be National Chicken Wing Day.
They do it several times a year. In fact, I think it's happened 3 times this year
There might
already.
have been something in March, yeah. I'm already good to celebrate a Chicken Wing Day, though, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, let's celebrate.
And we never done a poll for the best chicken wings in South Florida. I've given you my own personal list that people help us put together, but out of that, we haven't really broken down what people's absolute favorites are. So that poll is up right now at kvjshow.com. If you love chicken wings and you've got a personal favorite in South Florida, go and vote. Right now, as it stands,
I know it's going to be controversial, but chicken tenders will not count at all for the wings, right?
No, it's
Okay,
chicken wings, yeah. It's got to be either the flats or the drummies. Mm-hmm. That's what constitutes a chicken wing here. So what we've got is the Thirsty Turtle in Juno Beach right now at number 1 with 26% of the vote.
They're beloved.
I mean, ever since I moved here, I've heard about their wings.
I've been hearing about Thirsty Turtle's food for a long time. I mean, I've been there before, too. They have some fun.
They do. I've had
do
the wings. They're
volleyball
good.
out there. It's good.
Yeah, it's a great little place to hang out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, Lefty's Wings and Grill in Port St. Lucie. That is at number 2 with 19% of the vote.
Would they be pissed if I opened up a wing place called Righties?
Right next to them.
Pretty close.
Open
Yeah.
right to the right of them.
Right.
I mean, that would
Yeah.
be so funny.
That would be great. Wings Plus is in at number 3 with 17% of the vote.
They're a chain, aren't they?
That's a chain, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had them?
Think I did have them. There is a place on Okeechobee near Haverhill, and I think that's a Wings Plus, and I went there, and they were flavorful. They were good. I don't know if I'd put them at the 3rd best. Anthony's Coal Fired Pizza is at number 4 with 8% of the vote so far. And then Brews Room is at 6%. We don't have Publix on that list, so I'm wondering if Publix would win all the way out as the best wings in South Florida.
How is Duffy's wings? They got good wings, don't they? Aren't
Yeah,
they
they
known
do.
for their
They have
wings?
very good wings.
Yeah, and they're on the list. You could go vote
Okay.
for them, but they're not in the top 5 right now. That's why it's still very early. We just posted it last
Yep.
night. So if you want to go and you want to change the voting, or there's a place to be like, wait, why are they not in the top 5? Well, people just started vote. We're less than 100 votes into it so far.
You making me want to get real nasty, get off this diet, just
Oh, yeah?
start to throw caution to the wind.
Okay.
I go on a diet just so I can eat again.
Okay. Yeah, you like to take off 20 pounds and put it right back on?
It's a fun ride.
That's where the bird is. Okay. So, yeah, go to kvjshow.com and you can go and dial that up and vote for your favorite wings. Hopefully be celebrating tomorrow on what is one of probably 20 different National Wing Days. So we're going to be polling the ladies on the KVJ Show Facebook page about what are things that you find sexy and not. Because I had recently seen, as I bought my first couple pairs of skinny jeans, that apparently skinny jeans are way out and don't buy skinny jeans. I'm like, I just got them.
I think they look great.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of what I want to know here. Somebody texted in and said, yeah, no guy should ever wear skinny jeans. They are not flattering on a man.
Especially if you're a person like me that has a bit of a belly. It really accents the Humpty Dumptiness of your body.
Yeah, to me, there might be a body type that the skinny jeans work better on, like skinny people.
A teenager that's 15.
Right, but if you saw a guy in skinny jeans, are you like, that's not good? So that's what we're going to be polling people on our Facebook page. Katie's on here from Port St. Lucie. She's going to give us some of her own personal thoughts as we kind of go down this list. And again, ladies, if you want to jump onto the KVJ Show Facebook page, you can start leaving your comments on each of these right now. Katie, where are you set on skinny jeans? Thumbs up, thumbs down, hot on a guy or not?
I'm going to say no. But if you get a nice pair of like Wranglers where they're not too tight and not too loose, that right there, that's the perfect jean.
I think you can get Wranglers at Walmart right now.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so you're a thumbs down on skinny jeans. What about cargo shorts?
I'm going to say thumbs down.
Okay, so you're a no on those. Okay. What is it you don't like about the cargo short?
I'm not a fan of them. Not a fan of them.
Just too many pockets, too bulky. Yeah.
If a guy's
too bulky.
if he's wearing cargo shorts, I think basically what she's trying to say is he's probably not going to be a great lover.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he would be great to take to the movies because he would have lots of spare room for snacks, but...
That's a good point.
Okay. What do you think about the newer styled mid-thigh shorts? Do you like those?
No. Not at all.
Not a big fan of those because that's the new style of short. There's no real pockets in them, and they just come halfway down your thigh and they stop.
They're really high. They're nard huggers.
Some of them are, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so...
I'm scared I'm going to see some stuff that I shouldn't see with those.
We also live in Florida. You got to let your nards breathe a little bit. You don't want those things all gassed up in there.
So you think that looser fitting shorts is the way to go, Bird?
Especially for South Florida nards, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So we've got a lot of no's so far from Katie on the men's fashions. What is your thought on Crocs, Katie? Is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Thumbs up for the comfort, thumbs down for the look.
But isn't it kind of sexy though, a man that can wear Crocs with confidence, nailing it, walking through life? Isn't that kind of hot?
No.
Okay, she's saying no. The one thing that surprised me, I'd read in the last couple of weeks, and I think it started with David Beckham, who's doing it, who, of course, part owner of our Miami soccer team, Hawaiian shirts.
It depends on the person wearing it, I think, on that one.
You do? Okay, what's your thought, Katie? Is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down, a dude in a Hawaiian shirt?
I'm going to say thumbs up. It's Florida. It's got to be a thumbs up.
Okay.
I will say, though, if I have more weight on me and I got the Hawaiian shirt on, it does not look nearly as good.
Okay, so it's better when a fit guy is wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Okay.
It's better. It just looks better.
Okay. Where do you stand on tank tops, Katie? Tank tops on a guy, hot or not?
Thumbs up.
Okay.
As long as the tan matches the upper arm.
Okay, so if he's got a tank top on, but he's got a farmer's tan on top of it, that's not a good look.
Right, it throws it off a little bit.
Should the boys here on the KVJ show start wearing those during the show, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a resounding yes. Or like
a reluctant yes.
Yeah. What about tidy whities, Katie? Is that a thumbs up, thumbs down? Hot or not?
Thumbs down. Absolutely not hot.
Okay, not going for that. Where do you stand on tie-dyed shirts? Are those hot or not on a dude?
I'm going to say thumbs down.
Okay. And what about long hair? Is that a hit or a miss for you?
That one's hard to say. It depends on if you can pull it off or not.
Yeah, I think that it's a case-by-case situation. I agree with you on that. Where do you stand with the man bun? Do you ever find that hot on a guy?
No, I'm not a fan of the man bun. I'm going to say thumbs down.
Okay. And
the man bun, I think, is so fun.
To me, I think the man bun again is the look. There are some guys that I'm like, I wish I could do that because he looks good.
Yeah.
But there are other guys that have tried it, and if you're not in that pocket of, basically, you got to be an Abercrombie model.
Yeah,
or it doesn't work.
Because again, I had the man bun, I had a gut, and it looked like man bun with honey bun.
A lot of these things, I think they all would work on the right body and the right handsome man. And what about nose ring on a guy, Katie? Is that a thumbs up, thumbs down?
Thumbs down for me.
Okay, that is a no. Okay, well, thank you for giving us your opinions on these. We appreciate it, Katie.
No problem.
Okay, and everybody else, you can go and sound off. I want to see where people stand on this, because if you're one of those people trying to figure out, all right, what does society really think of these fashions right now?
I think you look good with a nose ring. Come in here, edgy, with your tank on, nose ring.
I'm done edgy. My edgy days are over. No more edgy Kev. The comments really kind of make it clear that it, one, depends upon the man, and it, two, depends upon the person who's judging, because they're all over the place. We ran down a list just a second ago, and, you know, somebody had said, well, she doesn't like cargo shorts, mid-thigh shorts, so what kind of short do you wear if you're in South Florida? It's too hot. So
jean short.
Yeah.
And you'll get comments about that, too.
I think a lot of people find them hideous. So, yeah, I think, one, you somehow, that's the toughest thing for guys in styles, is to be like, okay, what is my pocket? What kind of styles should I wear? What works with my body type and my overall persona? What can I pull off?
Hot pocket. You said, what's my pocket? You said, what's my pocket?
Yeah, hot pocket. Okay, hot pocket. Yeah. So you got to know exactly where you are in your zone. And then if you're trying to impress somebody, you got to figure out, okay, what is it that they like? And that was kind of it. I tried to figure out, okay, what works for me? And then my wife dresses me, because I'm like, you know what? She's the only person I'm trying to impress on planet Earth. So it's what she likes, because going down this list from skinny jeans to the cargo shorts to the mid-thighs to the Crocs, Hawaiian shirts, man buns, tank tops, it was yes, then the next would be a no. And it really is very confusing if you're trying to get any kind of a guiding light as to what you should be wearing as to what people think are in and out.
That's why you got to trust your gut and then just rock it and just go for it. That's what you got to do.
That's really it. That really is it. The comments will show you that if you go to the KVJ Show Facebook page on what people are commenting on, because they are all over the place. Now, I thought this was rather interesting, because I wondered if there are names that I just carry some perceptions on, and maybe it's not fair. Now, you want to talk about a random comment? This is the kind of stuff we love, though, on the Mic Drop feature on the 97.9 WRMF app. You may have something completely out of left field that you just want to say and get off your chest, and you know what? It might turn into a topic here on the KVJ Show. Somebody left us this message.
I just wanted to ask, why is it that any and every time my whole life I've met a person by the name of Nick, man, they've been traitors, liars, thieving, conniving, just, I hear the name Nick and I meet somebody by the name Nick and I just get so irritated by it. Man.
The name Nick. This guy just can't stand Nicks.
It's all what happens to you. The Jake is one for me, because I have a history with something that happened back in the day with a Jake. Now all Jakes they're going to steal your girl. They are liars.
Yeah, okay.
But when I think of Jake, also Melissa is another one.
Got problems with Melissa's.
Melissa likes to get around, Kev.
Well, she does.
And then lie about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's Melissa.
That's Melissa. Huh? She likes to sleep around, then lie.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, what is your version of Nick? Who is your Nick? What is that name? They're liars, they're cheaters, they're just not good people. Love to hear what you guys say at the KVJ Show next. We got a mic drop from somebody that said, I don't know what it is, man, it's just Nicks. Nicks have always rubbed me wrong. You can't trust a Nick. It's just kind of random, but yeah, I guess if you have a bad experience with somebody with that name, and especially if you had bad experiences with 2 or 3 people with that name. And I have heard that sometimes people do kind of take on the personality of their name. So are there some names that just have bad reputations and personalities to them? Darcy had said, yeah, I agree. Nicks are players.
Yeah, they like to throw it.
Nicks are players. That's what Darcy says. She kind of agrees with that. And also somebody texted in and said, yeah, I'm with Bird on Melissa's. They're sluts.
Look, I'm already getting comments from Melissa's.
Yeah.
I'm not a slut bird.
You would be like, I'm not a slut.
I'm just saying, in my from my truth, Kevin.
It's your own truth. That's all it is. Andrew. Somebody said Andrews are total frat boy type creepers in a text. Okay.
But I feel like Andy is a sweet boy.
Andrew feels like a reliable dude to me. See, that's why the perception is different. The Andrews I know, they are gentle, lovely souls.
Now, if you're a Donnie, Donnie.
Yeah.
Donnie, lock up your daughters and your wives because
I know.
Donnie's trying to get in.
I agree. The Donnie I knew liked to kick men to death.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for Donnie.
Rough around the edges.
A little rough around the edges, yeah. Rachel Lee said, Brian's and Chad's are what does it for me. I guess baby just douchey people on both. Brian's and Chad's.
Chad's kind of a frat name. I'm Chad.
I've known a few Brian's and Chad's, and they were tools.
I've known a few Tooley Chads in my time.
Okay. Is there something about that name? Kay said it's Mike's for me.
Mike's are rough. Mike's can be rough.
It's a hit or miss with that one. Douglas sounds like a douchebag. Okay, that's somebody else's name. In the chat room, somebody said it was Danielle's that do it for me. If you got the name Danielle, look out. There's some problems there. Barbers are crazy, one person said, and not the good crazy, the manipulative kind of crazy.
You got to watch out for a Meg. A Meg's gonna act like she's your friend, and then Meg is telling your secrets to everyone.
Okay. And somebody else said, I have never worked with a Carol that wasn't lazy or weird. All right. So the names you don't trust. It's so bizarre. Everybody's got their own take.
It's funny because the people hear these names and they get all pissed. Like, I'm not lazy.
It's just one person's. It's my truth, okay? It's my truth. Not saying it's real. People like Dua Lipa are backing away from DaBaby, and it all happened at Rolling Loud. He had a couple things that were a little bit questionable that people were calling him out on. One is that he brought Tory Lanez on stage with him on Saturday at Hard Rock Stadium, and the reason why that's a problem is Megan Thee Stallion had just performed on that same stage right before DaBaby and Tory Lanez come out there, and if you did not know, there is actually an order, a protective order that Megan Thee Stallion got against Tory Lanez because he shot her in the foot.
Yeah, it's a problem.
So it's got to be 100-yard separation, and it was violated when Tory Lanez is crisscrossing Megan Thee Stallion backstage, and apparently Megan Thee Stallion's people are irate and upset that happened. So that was strike one against DaBaby. Then DaBaby goes up on stage. Somebody throws a shoe at him, and maybe that set him off. But he went off on a really weird rant, and his comments really kind of came off to pretty much everybody's being horribly ignorant and homophobic.
And confusing.
And confusing on top of. That's the only defense he has, is that they were confusing. The next day, from bed, he issued an apology, which didn't work right.
And it wasn't an apology. He never said he was sorry.
No, it wasn't really an apology. It was kind of an explanation to almost defend what he had done with his comments that were bad. Now there are several organizations and companies that have, you know, those kind of licensing arrangements with him that are reconsidering whether they're going to stay with him. And Dua Lipa is kind of caught in the crossfire because she has a version of Levitating with DaBaby on it. So people come running to her saying, hey, what do you think about this? This is a big song she's got out there. Dua Lipa said she's surprised and horrified by DaBaby's anti-gay and sexist diatribe during his Rolling Loud set. And she is backing away as well. She said, it doesn't sound like the artist I thought I knew. So she is trying to get away from him as well. And then he tried another real apology. We'll see how that sinks in. So he's, I believe, 2 or 3 apologies deep. And people are still saying,
Okay, so now he feels bad.
Yeah,
now
he's trying to rev it back up again and trying to get there. And I think, you know, some of his comments that I was reading, I think he was kind of defending it. In fact, there's a timeline of his comments and when they came out, and it was kind of like I'm standing firm in it. Then it was like, okay, I'm still kind of standing firm, but I'm not as firm. I'm going to try to rant on something else to try to throw people off the scent of what I had said. And then when that still wasn't working, so no. We need to address the comments you said on stage at Rolling Loud. Yeah, it's just all kind of a mess. And if you have a PR person, you would not want to be handling DaBaby because he's not doing himself any favors.
Well, it just goes back to that age-old saying, you know, 6 times the charm.
Yeah, he's revving up to about that number on the apology. So we'll see if he finally gets it right. We've got an After the Show podcast gonna be coming up. A lot of your comments. We got our email all fixed. We got the mic drop feature. People have comments, things they want to say about things that happened from the show today. So we'll continue the conversation there. You can watch it on YouTube. Just dial it up. Look for the KVJ Show. It's also for free on pretty much any podcast app, your Spotify, your Apple Radio, and you can also check us out on the free 97.9 WRMF app. We post the podcast and After the Show every single day. All right, before we get there, Jaybird, wrap us up with your thought.
I like this. It's a little different than kind of what everyone's thinking, but I like it.
Okay.
Privacy is power. What people don't know, they can't ruin. Oh.
Okay. All right. There you go. I like it.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.